What's up everyone, it is BrickLover18 here today, and I am going to be building my personalized LEGO Mosaic portrait from the 5th Avenue LEGO store. I made a few videos on this recently, but as you can see, it is set number 40179. It's got 4,502 LEGO pieces, and I'm super excited because obviously it's a picture of myself. It's going to be really cool, and I'm going to be putting it right here in that missing third spot here in my LEGO room. Let's get started. So in case you missed it, I actually uploaded a video kind of unboxing this personalized mosaic over here. I've got the actual photo of myself, which is used for the instruction manuals, and then all of the parts here that I will be actually needing to build up this set and get it all ready to go. I talked about in that video, but I'm actually not going to be building it on the 48x48 base plate it came with, but instead over here, I've got this LEGO Harry Potter art set. Oh, it's upside down, which is set number 31201, and I'm actually going to be using this as the frame and the base plates so I can build it and keep it consistent with these ones right here. So I've got like the Minnie and then the Mickey and then the Iron Man, and then my portrait is going to go right here in the exact same frame with the exact same layout. So I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. So of course, for starters, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to sell all the studs and everything on my Bricklink store. That's why I decided to buy this instead of just buy the parts individually. But I need the pieces from this, especially those plates, so I can actually get started and start building this. All right, so here's the Harry Potter set here. This is the box here that I need. This is the one with all of the plates in it, so that's pretty awesome. Here, I don't really need these instructions, but I also need these parts right here for the actual frame itself. And then this and all of these, you know, a couple thousand parts here. Okay, I'm just going to fold this right back up. I'm going to take it into my Bricklink room. Mind the garbage, as you can see, I just unboxed this from Lego Shop at Home. I'm going to set this in here because I'm going to part that out and get rid of all those pieces because I don't need them. And I'm just going to be focusing on this right here. So I haven't yet decided how I'm going to do it, because obviously they want you to build this on a 48x48 base plate, which would make it easier because you just kind of start out and go. But obviously here, 16x16 plates instead. So for the video itself, it'd be easier to build everything on 16x16 and then put it together at the end. But I'm also a little nervous about that because I plan on doing some shifting. So as you guys can be able to see, my head's a little cut off here at the end, and I want it to be a little bit more centered. So I'm actually gonna do some adjustments there. So I think I'm gonna start building from up here, and right now it's 5 studs across. I'm gonna try and make it more even, so I'm gonna count how many studs are here and, you know, shift the entire image over just a little bit more, and I think that would make quite a bit more sense. And then I'll just fake the bottom there, and luckily the ear looks like it's perfectly cut off in the right place. But it's looking good. So I think I'm going to continue to do this with a 16x16 base plate. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is life size, which is going to make it easy. I can just maybe set the 16x16 down and kind of work my way across. I don't know how this is going to go yet, but as I said, I am going to be filming a speed build of this, so you'll be able to watch the entire process in a separate video. But I'm very excited to get this started because I think this is a really cool set and is one that I've wanted to have for a long time now. So I did the math, and I think I'm going to shift everything over 4 studs, which I think honestly makes the most sense. 4 studs over, so my ear will have 4 additional studs on it, and there will be 9 studs there, and a few more than 9. So it's not going to be perfectly centered, but that makes sense because you can see it is a little bit different. Like it's supposed to be a little off-centered, but I just don't want my ear completely touching the edge. So building has been going well so far. I've got the setup here, the speed build that I'm making. I put all of the parts obviously here, and then there's a bunch left here. Like I said, I've been building it on this base plate here, like the 16x16 instead of the 48x48. I've now built 3 sections. It's probably taken me about 50 minutes or so to build these 3 sections because it just takes a little bit of configuring. This is what it looks like in comparison to the original image. I did shift everything over 4. Which is exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm really happy with how that's looking like so far. It's obviously been a little bit harder to do this because like it's just one big image here. It's not a breakdown of 16x16 like they used to do in the other ones. Honestly, what I imagine you would probably do if you were building this exactly the way you should be on a 16x6 or a 48x48 base plate, you'd like layer the base plate on top and then just go line by line down and drag the photo down. But that's obviously not what I'm doing because I shifted it a little. So this is what it's looking like right now. I've got my forehead in. I started on this side, made my way over because I didn't know what it would look like over here. And same thing, I'm going to make my way over kind of towards the end. And I'm going to start on the cheek one right here. And it just involves like a little counting and stuff like that to kind of know exactly where everything goes. But progress is going really well. I really like how that looks, and I think it's going to look epic right there. So far, so good on the mosaic here. I have built 5 panels now, almost. So I said about the ear right here, how I was going to leave some space here, just because I actually want to go through and just kind of see if I want to add on to the ear or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of suss out the vibes and see how it is. So I've just left the last couple, 4 rows basically there, just so I can complete later on the fact, because if I do want to extend the ear a little bit more or change it up, I just didn't want to do any, like undo anything and then redo it. So I've just left it there, and I'll come back to it at the end. I'm going to do the exact same thing down here where the collar of the shirt is. But as you can see, this is what I'm looking like here. And this is what I'm looking like up here. It's overall pretty good. I think I've been working on it for about 2 hours now, which is not too bad. I figured this might take about 3.5 hours overall in total, but very happy with the progress of it so far. So the portrait itself is complete as per the instruction manual, which looks really awesome here. Big fan of how this looks. Like I said, I left the the strip of 4 studs down open because I do want to do a little touch up around the ears as well as the jacket here, but I wanted to just build the whole thing first and see how it looks. So very excited for how it looked. I don't know the exact build time, but it was definitely a few hours. I will know the exact build time once I actually edit the footage that I filmed of me doing it, but very happy here. So what I'm going to do now is just finish up that last strip of 4 all the way down, and then I'm actually going to finish the speed build by making the frame and everything like that so it can go and be hung up on my Lego art wall. So really cool looking. I'm really happy with how it looks. So I did the part of this, like part of my torso, I guess, like the sweater. I did that part first, so it was easier. I actually switched it up quite a bit, just because I didn't really like how it looked. So I took a lot of this part off right here. It was right about here, and did quite a few modifications to it, and I just think it looks more uniform now. Looks much better. And last but not least, I'm going to be focusing on the ear, which I don't really know exactly how I want it to look. I think I'll probably just add like 2 studs here, maybe replace one of those white ones. Not too sure. We will have to kind of wait and see. So the build is done. As you can see, I'm really happy with how this looks. I think it looks awesome. I did a little bit more adjustments to the ear after I finished the speed build, but I'm just so happy with how it's looking. These are all the extra parts from the actual mosaic set itself. So it really did include probably like 1,000 extra pieces, which is pretty crazy. There's a lot, way more than I kind of expected. I used up a lot of the light bluish gray, obviously. A lot of the white was left, a whole bag of the black that I never even opened, and most of the dark bluish gray. Didn't really use much of that. So there are quite a few pieces left over, which is kind of interesting. I thought Lego would have been more spacious with them, but I guess they probably cost pennies, not even less than pennies to produce each, so they just threw them in there so you could have multiple iterations. But it'll make sense when I show you the how-to video, some of the different color schemes. But this is what it's looking like so far. These are all the extra pieces, and now I'm going to finish up the speed build by actually building the frame and everything that's going to go around this. All right, and now the build is officially complete. My portrait is here. It looks awesome. I've got the frame around it. It looks just like a Lego art piece. And honestly, I'm really happy with how this looks. I think it was well worth the money, and I think it looks pretty incredible. Lego did a great job. This is a really cool service. Again, I can't wait to see how many hours this actually took when I compile the footage together, but it looks awesome. I'm really glad that I made the choice to do it in a Lego art frame instead of doing it on the 48x48 base plate. I just think it adds that much more to it by having it with that border and everything like that. Honestly, now that Lego has been doing this for a few years and the service is now out at the same time Lego art is, I think they should actually adapt it and make it so you can get the frame and everything with it. Because like obviously the portrait came out before Lego art, but now that Lego art's out and popular, like they need to adjust their service a little bit, because I think that would just add so much extra to it. And I'm excited to sell the rest of those art pieces and hopefully kind of recoup some of my money for this project. And of course, here's just a little comparison of what the model was supposed to look like and what my finalized model looked like. It looked really good. I'm really glad that I did the centering a little bit more. I think that makes the model just look so much better. There was so much yellow over here and like none over here, so I'm really glad that I just shifted everything 4 studs over. And I think that was actually the perfect amount. I think if I would have done any more, it would have looked a little odd, but it literally looks perfect. The only thing I don't love necessarily is the ear, but that's okay because everything else looks really, really awesome. And I didn't change anything other than the ear and the coat on this original model when I put it here, just because because I moved it over like 4 studs, it had to switch it up a little. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, giving you the walkthrough of how I built my Lego personalized portrait mosaic from the Lego store at Fifth Avenue. I'm so excited for how this looks, and I just cannot wait to hang this in my Lego room. It seems a little condescending or conceited, I guess, a big ego to put a picture of yourself in your Lego room, but it's just so cool looking. So awesome. I'm really happy with how this looks. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you here in the next video here on my channel, BrickLover18.